Wednesday, April 10th, and welcome back to the Damon Brew Show, brought to you by Ike's Sandwiches. It is awesome to have you here. A day we all celebrate in the chat is Humo Day. It is the hump day. We're going through the week. We're 15 days away from the NFL draft. That's getting exciting. We will certainly be focusing on that the closer that we get. But today, like the thumbnail suggests, we start with your Golden State Warriors, who look, what are the Warriors about to do this year? I have absolutely no idea. I don't think that they're about to do very much. But if anything special were about to happen with the Golden State Warriors, there is one condition that they must meet before they enter any sort of a playoff, play in, play on, play together, play with yourselves. There's one condition that the Warriors needed to meet to have any kind of shot at being interesting in this postseason. And that was they needed to be a red hot team going into the postseason. And boys and girls, that's what we got. Like, the Warriors are officially a hot basketball team right now. And if they're going to do anything, they needed to be at the very least that. They really did. They were about as hot as a pistol gets from downtown on Tuesday night in LA against the Lakers, where they shot 63.4% from three. That was 26 of 41 shooting for the best field goal percentage from distance in an NBA game in NBA history, with a minimum of 40 attempts. So the Warriors, the team that is known for the three-point shot the three better than they ever have, really, at any point in time during this entire run. It was an unbelievable night from distance. 26 threes tied for the third most in a game in franchise history. And lo and behold, it's the reason why he made the thumbnail. Look at Draymond Green. Draymond went 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. He finished with 15 points. Just the second time that Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson each have hit at least 5 threes in the same game. And these guys have been playing together for a very, very long time. Draymond, look, he took the dare, and it didn't bite him in the rear end. The Lakers dared him. I mean, nobody sags off Draymond like the Lakers, especially in a game where Anthony Davis isn't out there. And, I mean, Draymond was red hot. Red hot. I even thought it pretty funny on the postgame show. He was asked, like, I know you're not exactly a Splash brother. Are you a Splash cousin? And he's like, no, don't put that on me. That's too much of a billing. Like, one night I caught a little fire, but don't put it on me. Draymond seems happy. Draymond seems frisky. Give me the best Draymond you can to have any kind of postseason shot. So the Warriors, again, in a very convoluted, hasn't quite fit together the way anybody envisioned it to fit together. It's starting to fit together. Now, what will that mean when you start measuring it up against some of the best in the West? We'll find out. Where does the hot streak leave the Warriors? They have a small group of games, with 4 games left on their year. So with the win over the Lakers on Tuesday night, they became a half game behind LA for the 9th seed. The Warriors also own the tiebreaker and have one more game to play. So, like, if the Warriors win out here, they're officially going to finish ahead of the Lakers as the 9. Now, that would change home court advantage in that 8-9 game. But they're just one game behind the Kings, who are the 8th seed. And the way that the Warriors are playing right now, and the way that the Kings are not playing particularly well right now, means that could happen. I mean, not only do the Warriors need to handle their business with an A+ grade from here out, but they need help. They need the Lakers to lose. They need the Kings to lose. There really is no room for the Pelicans to, fall out of the picture here, and the Warriors go up to flirt with that 7. But again, you want that 7-8 matchup if you can. You really do. So the Kings got to lose at least 2 more games. The NBA world needs to help the Warriors out here, but getting to that 8 seed, Again, the payoff would be huge if the Warriors could get there because it gives them a mulligan. If you do not know, here's how it works between 7 and 10 in the play-in. 7 plays 8. The winner of that game is the 7 seed. 8 plays 9. The loser of that game is going to Cancun. Your season is over right there. But the winner of the 9-10 matchup then goes to play the loser of the 7-8 matchup. So the 7-8 loser gets one more bite at the apple, where if you lose that first play-in game as the 9-10, again, Cancun. So in a team that could use all of the tarmac that you could possibly put in front of it to land the plane, I know that the Warriors, Steve Kerr, all involved would like 2 bites at that apple. So let's see where they go. Let's see how they do. Speaking of getting good bites at the apple, I'm not saying get any apples at Ike's. He's not selling apples, but what he is selling is the best sandwich you're going to find anywhere. I truly mean that. Delicious sandwiches across the board. There is no wrong move at Ike's. Let's say you're one of them vegetarian, vegan folks. There's no wrong move for you at Ike's because he has got you locked up in that vegetarian, vegan department, which I really don't relate to. But, you know, it's there for you should you need it. Download that Ike's Reward app. If you want to be a hero in whatever office you're working in, go ahead and order Ike's for the office. This week, next week, you'll be very happy that you did. Everybody in the office will be thrilled to see that box of Ike's sitting open in the kitchenette in that lunchroom. I mean, they'll come running from all corners. You know the guy who normally hides behind the printer till 5 o'clock that you never see all day? Oh, he'll be at that lunch. He'll make it there. Get yourself to the app. Download the Ike's Rewards app. Start earning your way towards free sandwiches. The best sandwich in America. You get it at Ike's. Get one. Tell them Damon sent you. And when you go into the Dublin or West portal to wash it all down with a perfectly poured Guinness, tell them Damon sent you there too. Again, welcome to the Dubliner this week as an official sponsor of the Damon Brew Show. I love the guys at the Dubliner. I love the crowd at the Dubliner. And soon we will be gathering as a crowd at the Dubliner. I will have a date for that for you next week. Our first, I mean, I don't know if it's an official Plus Mania, but something's going to go down at the Dublin or West portal soon. And I hope to see many of you there. I know an awful lot of you already go there, and that just means it was all meant to be. It's all coming together beautifully here over on the Plus. It really is. Let's see. What else we got going on? Why did that just shut down? I need to open this back up. My page is crashed. There we go. There are the notes I made, so I sound like a host who knows what he's talking about. I'll tell you this, the amount of show that we have for you today will be a short one, only because it's a day off for Jack. If you were watching Wake Up already with Damon and Larry, you got everything you need from a 49ers standpoint. We'll give you a little bit more slipping in right here. But Jack showed up with he made a cameo in Wake Up this morning. He showed up with a balloon axe that he got when he had to go tag along to Ozzy's dentist appointment on what was supposed to be a nice day off for Jillian. It turned into juggling Jack, who is off on spring break. At least Ozzy is in a daycare situation today, which means Daddy's got to go take Jack somewhere in San Francisco to give Mommy a break for a little bit. So a short show today for Jack duty. Not to mention, he's got an awesome balloon axe that I kind of want to go play with. I really do. I want to go play with that balloon axe. It looks awesome. So like I was saying, we got 15 days until the NFL draft comes around. One of the things that the Niners have been doing a great job with is identifying the right candidates to promote that become the next head coach, the next GM, the next hire to another franchise. And I saw that Brianna McDonald of 49ers.com, again, I don't go to an awful lot of team-run websites for any news I'm looking for, but I thought that it was a pretty interesting total that she, put in front of me here, and I wanted to share it with you. So in November of 2000, team owners approved a proposal rewarding teams who developed minority talent that went on to become GMs and head coaches across the league. And there is no team that has embraced this to more effective, in a more effective manner than the San Francisco 49ers. If a team loses a minority executive or coach to another team, that team receives a third-round compensatory pick for 2 years. If a team lost both a coach and a personnel member, they would receive a third-round compensatory pick for 3 years. And obviously, we've seen, Mike McDaniel become the head coach of the Dolphins. We've seen Robert Saleh become head coach of the New York Jets. We've seen Rand Carthon now become the GM of the Tennessee Titans. Jed York was asked about this, and he said, look, when you go to that annual league meeting now, it kind of feels like what used to be 49er team meetings back in 2019. Again, we got faces, familiar faces, in a whole bunch of new places every single time the 49ers look around the league. They see guys that they've developed running other teams now in their front office, in their coaching room. And look, a guy like Adam Peters, again, it doesn't qualify in this minority hire conversation, but Adam Peters is now running the Commanders. There are former 49ers under the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch regime that have been developed into significant NFL entities all around the league. This is a really nice feather in the cap for the 49ers, and it benefits them. It benefits them greatly. The 49ers have received not one, not two, not three. I sound like LeBron here getting to Miami, right? Not one, not two, not three. 6 third-round compensatory picks since 2021 just because of the hires around the league and the promotion around the league that have come from the 49ers. 6 compensatory third-round picks since 2021 because of the Niners' hiring practices and policies under the John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan regime. So it's worked out very well. I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, when it comes to the upcoming draft in 15 days, we do have the teams that Larry and I were talking about as aggressive trading partners, if not with the 49ers, but teams that are just likely to maybe look at this draft as their chance to grab a brass ring of exactly what they want. Who might those teams be? And obviously, anyone who's in the could use a quarterback business is by definition living the life of you got to be a little bit aggressive here. That brings the Giants possibly into the mix, the Washington Commanders, certainly the Las Vegas Raiders under Antonio Pierce, who, how long does Antonio Pierce have to figure it out? The answer is not very long. The Raiders are an unstable organization that changes its direction as often as any franchise in the sport. So Antonio Pierce should go into this thing thinking like, man, I got like 2 years to fucking get this done. And if I don't, I'm probably going to be out on my rear end. So watch them get aggressive, maybe for a quarterback this year. The Denver Broncos, a division rival of the Raiders, the exact same situation. Not only do they need a quarterback, but they have an asset in Patrick Surtain that they could turn around and flip for more picks as they draft a quarterback to develop and move back and elsewhere in the draft to go ahead and build a roster that is still 2-3 years away from mattering. The Vikings are going to be in that looking for a quarterback conversation. The Chargers aren't looking for a quarterback, but I would be surprised if they were doing anything other than looking to be aggressive because it's Jim Harbaugh, and Jim Harbaugh just lives to be aggressive as a football coach and as a thinker. The Arizona Cardinals are sitting at 4 with a pick that is very coveted. So let's see what the Arizona Cardinals do, if they just pay to play at 4 or if they indeed are convinced about coming off that match. Oh, hold on. I just got a message about AirPods, which means Jillian just put AirPods. Hold on. The Bluetooth situation. Bluetooth off. Done. Hopefully that means this is still working. I hope we're still working. Are we good? Are we good? We're good? Let me know. We're good? I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm looking over here at the chat. Can you hear me? I had a hostile takeover by Airpods. Red Jet. Thank you. All clear. Thank you. Appreciate it. Chef A. We good. Rockin' New Era. We good. We good. I love it. This is a we audience, if there ever was one. Thank you. Thank you. And I don't mean we audience as like you're adorable and small. I mean like we're in this together. And thank you so much for being in this together with me. Like and subscribe. I know so many of you already have. Tell your people about the channel. Tell your people this isn't just Niner talk. This is, dude, we did a video on Caitlin Clark that proves what a ratings winner she is. That video is catching fire for me anyways, coming out of this channel. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Go watch the videos that we're producing and tell your friends about it, remembering memberships are available. I thank you so very, very much for everything that you do. As I was saying, today is going to be a little bit of a short one. I can tell Jillian's already looking to tune out Jack if she's putting in the AirPods in. I don't blame her. He is a handful. Unfortunately, you know what's not a handful right now? The San Francisco Giants lineup when it comes to producing runs. You get hardly more than a handful in any game we've watched them play. And on Tuesday night, the Giants left the bases loaded with nobody out. They loaded the bases and still couldn't get a run home against the Nationals. You had Conforto get retired and then Chapman hit into a double play. And just like that, the game was over. San Francisco left 11 runners on base, went 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position after going 0 for 10 the night before with runners in scoring position. The Giants have now failed to homer for the 5th straight game, their longest stretch since a 6-game stretch back in 2018. Like, didn't they install all those new, once they start blinking, Damon's going to be the old man shaking his fist at the clouds, stupid lights that were supposed to be turning the ballpark into, what, Club Plus? They haven't been able to flash them once. No one wearing a Giants uniform has homered, what, in San Francisco yet? Or did they get one in that first game in the home? Either way, they aren't driving a lot of balls out of the yard, much less the infield. Or I should say the infield, much less the yard. And the Giants have lost 7 of their last 9. Look, they've only played 12 games. So, again, a Schmo Shampoo says, nothing robs enthusiasm than the phrase of small sample size, unless, of course, you're off to a slow start, in which case it becomes a retreating point. Hey, just a small sample size, still got 150-ish games to go here. And, you know, look, there's a lot of baseball left. But I didn't think we would really see a time this year where the Oakland A's had a better winning percentage than the San Francisco Giants. And as I'm talking to you right now, they do. Shea Langoliers with 3 home runs. As the A's have won 3 in a row. They beat the Rangers on Tuesday night. They're 4-8. Oh, my goodness. Break up the A's. Oh, believe me, John Fisher will try to do that if you give him the chance to. Back to the Giants, because Kyle Harrison was at least the bright spot. He struck out 8 and allowed only 3 runs in 6 innings. Ryan Walker took the loss, though, after giving up the go-ahead in the 7th. So not a great start for your San Francisco Giants. There's nothing to be happy about if you're an A's fan, even if Shea Langoliers is hitting 3 home runs in the same game for you, because everything associated with the A's is painful and gross and ugly these days, thanks to ownership. And the Golden State Warriors, again, what are they about to do? I want to be honest with you, and my official position on the Warriors is I got no clue what they're about to go do in the postseason. But if they're going to do anything that looks like it might be special, they at least had to be playing good basketball as they rounded the corner into the play-in, and they're doing that. They're doing that. True blue. Yeah, Langoliers is officially on the trading block now. I'd put nothing past the Fishers, except for the opportunity to get a stadium deal done anywhere because they're so bad at that all the time. It would look like it. By the way, if you're not following my boy Carl on Twitter, follow Carl Buszczyk on Twitter because he has some of the best A's information out there. And he passes things along that every A's fan should want to read, look at. It's a gross situation. I'm working on a little video that actually, so my premise is it's always one step forward, two steps back for the A's. And their foray, the detour, the off-ramp that is going to bring them into Sacramento, I think might be what derails them from getting to Las Vegas when it's all said and done. And we'll talk about that in a video that we got coming up. Last thing to tell you about here on the show before we do a, not exactly an entrance into Club Plus, but I want to see what's going on here in the chat. What I want to do is tip my cap to Tara VanDerveer. I mean, I have talked more women's college hoops in the last 72 hours than I have in the previous 48 years of my life. Women are grabbing the attention left and right. Did you see that they actually outrated the men's NCAA tournament's final championship? It did. Women, Caitlin Clark. It's the power of Caitlin. Again, Caitlin Clark can pull in more viewers to the women's Final Four than the men can pull into the men's Final Four. Well, then we're going to do a video on her because people can't get enough. And we did, and it's going very well. But Tara VanDerveer, again, she's from Indiana. She's a Hoosier. She's a Stanford Cardinal through and through, where at Stanford, she became the winningest coach in the history of men's or women's basketball. She is in a class photo of one. And just an excellent coach, an excellent person who has decided to call it an excellent career. Tara, your timing is just a little lousy. Because for the first time ever, Tara was bringing Stanford. The game is scheduled to Bloomington next year. And Indiana women's basketball is going through quite a resurgence and had a good NCAA tournament and it's had a good couple of years in a row. And Tara VanDerveer was supposed to take the Stanford Cardinal women's team into Bloomington as the coach for the first time ever. It was going to be a huge love fest for Tara. And unfortunately, she's like, no, I'm retiring. I won't be at that game. Hopefully she'll be at that game as an invited guest, and she will take a little time out of her retirement, hopefully enjoying herself, you know, in a thatched, stilted hut in some beautiful Tahiti setting. Woman's been at work for the last 4 decades. She deserves a global vacation for a very long time. But hopefully she comes back to Bloomington for that one game because I know they basically set it up for her. And that obviously sip of the day passed a long time ago, but that was still a very good. Sometimes coffee, it's like pizza. Even though it gets to that room temperature, it's still really good. Hi, I'm Damon Bruce. I'm here to tell you about room temperature coffee. Oh, room temperature coffee, everybody. It is delicious. Kinging is as predictable as Kershawing, old dirty hungus. The Sacramento Kings, man, they really are good at rolling backwards at the right time. It's kind of what they do. It is the brand. I'd like that to actually not be the brand. I take no joy in the suffering of Sacramento Kings fans. It's like picking on the slow kid in the back of the class. Like, where's the joy in, you know, in a game of tag, you always tag the fat, slow kid? And now you're just bullying. There's no reason to bully Kings fans. Except when they puff their chest out a little bit too much. They're lighting the beam a little bit too hard. But I don't mind Kings fans at all. They deserve better than they've gotten. What else we got going on here? This is Sporticus saying, with all the talent and experience that they have, the biggest obstacles that the Warriors face in the physical gauntlet is the physical gauntlet that they'll need just to navigate through the Western Conference. Yes. I mean, it is so readily apparent that part of the Warriors' problems are not just the problems that they have internally, but the external problem that the rest of the NBA and the Western Conference has become for them. This league, as it always is getting younger and faster and more athletic, and all of a sudden the special style of basketball that the Warriors played that made them unique, well, now there's nothing unique about it. So now everyone is playing like you, but with younger, better, hungrier athletes. This is sports. That's what it is. So there we go. What do we got here? Some love for the Oakland Ballers is coming on the chat today. Everyone just loving each other on the chat. You're an incredible group. Great group of folks. You really are. Let's see. What do we got? Anything good? The microphone's working. I can hear Jillian like tip-tapping around upstairs. Like I know what just walking around foot stomps sound like, and I know what she's trying to communicate with me foot stomps upstairs sound like. So I got to go have a little fun with Jack today. By the way, this is the beauty of working for yourself. When you need to have a short show, you have a short show. And that's what I needed to do today. Thank you for being a part of the short show. Thank you for being a part of what we're building over here. Dale really wanted me to go into a little Charles Barkley today. Dale, Kenny, I don't have much Barkley for you here today. People that go outside look at the eclipse is stupid. There you go, Dale. I hope that made your day. Of course, the already dueling Ralph Barbieri, Trent Baalke impressions have happened. It's the ceremonious ending of Wake Up, now 3 days a week. And there we go. Let's see. Leslie saying they do that cold pizza. It's a hangover cure. It's the right amount of grease, the right amount of bread that you need to start sopping up all the bad in your belly. I mean, here's a sentence that you're only going to see in our chat, right? You know, this sentence, I can honestly say that in the history of typing sentences, the sentence "Konnichiwa, old dirty hungus" has never appeared anywhere on the planet until right now. This is what happens when Japanese plusers meet American-born old dirty hunguses. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. You're the best. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than words could ever tell. You want to let me know you appreciate me? Make sure you're liked. Make sure you're subscribed. Share the videos. Tell people about the videos. You see a video that you really like? Email that shit. Text that shit to your circle of friends. Thank you so very, very much for tuning in today. And the only thing I got to let you know is that sports don't build character. No, sir. They reveal it.